Well, good morning. As you can tell by now, I don't just stretch these videos out so that you'll sit there for hours listening to them. A lot of them are short, some of them less than 2 minutes long. I just like to stick to the details of the situation. This morning I want to talk to you about ladders, a discovery I made. We have a farm over in Selah, Washington, and we were farming cherries, about 15 acres of cherries, and we had 40 ladders that we would use each harvest for 2 weeks, and then they'd sit until we needed to do pruning. We would use them for a little over a month, and the rest of the time they sat. When we decided to take the trees out and no longer farm the cherries, I had 40 aluminum orchard ladders. And I thought, okay, I'd started selling off some equipment. I think I will post an ad for these ladders. And so I made a post on Craigslist probably, or Facebook Marketplace, I can't remember. I don't remember the price I started at, maybe 70 or 80 bucks. I just couldn't imagine how much somebody would pay for a three-legged aluminum ladder, orchard ladder. And the first man that called and came to get 2 ladders was a man from Seattle. And I'm thinking, this guy's driving 2.5 hours to buy a couple of ladders? So I asked him, so what are you going to do with these ladders? He said, I have a tree service. I cut, prune trees, you know. I said, oh, okay. Well, very good. And we loaded up the ladders and he headed back, and I thought a little bit more about that. Then I had a man drive from Goldendale, which is a couple of hours south of the Yakima area, and he bought a couple of ladders. And I'm thinking, man, these guys are driving so far. Well, I think he was in a landscaping business. And so then I realized these ladders are all over the Yakima area because of the orchards. And so because there's so many, we don't think they have a lot of value. And so then I started posting on the west side, Tacoma, Seattle area, and called them landscaping ladders. And my inbox was just jam full of people all the time. If I posted it in an evening, the next morning there would be 10 to 20 emails asking, do I still have them? And so I started jacking the price up. I went up as high as $160 per ladder. Well, before I knew it, I'd sold all my ladders. They were gone. So I didn't consider that I had any money into them except that we had bought the farm. And so it was all profit. So then I thought, wow, if I had a source of ladders, this is quite a market. And this is what entrepreneurialism really is. It's recognizing the need, it's seeing and acknowledging the need, and then finding the solution. And when you bring the solution and the need together, well, you have a market, you have a business. That is the basics of supply and demand. You know, eBay said they would bring the buyer and the seller together, and that's what you're doing. So now I needed a source for ladders. I started shopping on on probably both places, Craigslist and Facebook, and I would find a few ladders here and there, and I would pick them up for $40, $50, $60, because I knew I could turn around and sell them for $160. I could double my money. That's what it boils down to, is doubling my money. Well, in my searches and buying, I came across an ad, and I reached out to the individual. It was a young lady, and she said, I'm posting this ad for my dad. He has a business down in Grandview, and he has a bunch of ladders. And I said, if I bought 10 ladders at a time, do you think he would drop the price? I think they were posted for 80 bucks or something, which was still a good deal. Some of these ladders are brand new. They're $300 to $400 each. So I reached out to the guy. I ended up driving down there, and I was buying 10 to 20 ladders at a time with a flatbed trailer I had. I would double stack them on there and take them back, place my ad on the west side, bring them over, and sell them. I would run ads, meet sometimes 2 or 3 people a day. One time, I bought a trailer load of ladders and I ran ads in Portland. I decided to drive down the gorge to I-5, and I would meet people at Home Depot in the parking lot, and they'd buy a ladder. I sold 20 ladders in the Portland area in one day, just from running those ads and meeting people at Home Depot. So, again, back to the basics here. It's having a supply, having a source, so that you, the source determines the price. Because I found a big, that business down in Grandview, I think they had 5,000 ladders. I think they had bought out a ladder rental company's ladders, maybe out of California, and brought them up. It was a monstrous back lot of ladders just standing up one against the other. I think there was 5,000 ladders there, and I bought a lot of ladders from him, and he would give me a really good deal. If I saw a ladder that had a broken brace or something on a step, he'd say, I'll knock $10 off. Well, I found it was very easy with a saw, a drill, and a rivet gun. I could repair any ladder. There were some people that kept begging me, can you get me an 8-foot ladder? Can you get me an 8-foot ladder? And I'd say, there are no 8-foot ladders. And then I thought, maybe I'll just make some 8-foot ladders. So I cut the bottom 2 feet off just with a circular saw. They cut really easy. And then I would pop rivet the braces and the feet on the bottom, and they were fine. 8-foot ladders, $150 a piece. Yeah, there's money in ladders. Yesterday, I went to pick up a trailer that I had at my brother-in-law's house. I had forgotten that I had 5 ladders still sitting on that trailer. And so I went and did the project that I wanted to do, prune a cherry tree at the church. And then I posted an ad. Last night, I had a man drive all the way from Aberdeen, and he bought 4 ladders. Now, that's a business that will perpetuate itself. It's just paying attention. See, I paid attention to the first couple of buyers who told me they were in the tree trimming business. They were landscapers, and it's pretty much been all landscapers from then on. There's only been a few situations that varied from that. There you have it. Ladders. What a business. What a hobby. What a project.